Let's begin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Podcast by Mr. B. I'm Mr. B.
Hello?
Anna, are you okay? You took 5 seconds to say hello.
I know, Mr. B. I am buffering.
Buffering? Like a bad internet connection?
Yes, my brain is like an old computer today.
Why? What is happening inside that head of yours?
Well, you speak to me in English, then my brain translates it to my language, then I think of an answer in my language, then I translate the answer back to English, then I check the grammar, and then I speak.
Wow, that is a lot of work. No wonder you were tired.
It is exhausting. By the time I answer, you were already drinking your coffee and leaving.
That is the biggest problem for learners. We call it the translation trap.
The translation trap. It sounds dangerous.
It is. If you translate everything, you will always be slow. You will always feel like a robot.
I feel like a robot with a low battery.
Well, today we are going to fix that. We are learning how to stop translating and start thinking in English.
Is that even possible? I have a native language brain. I can't just swap it out.
You don't need a brain transplant, Anna. You just need a new habit.
Okay, I am ready to upgrade my software. What is step 1?
Step 1 is simple. Start small. Stop looking at the sentences and start looking at objects.
Objects, like this table?
Exactly. Look around the room right now. What do you see?
I see a computer. I see a lamp. I see a very handsome teacher.
Oh, stop it. You want extra points.
Is it working?
Maybe. But seriously, when you look at the lamp, what word do you hear in your head?
I hear the word in my language first.
That is the habit we need to break. You need to label your world in English.
Label my world. Okay.
When you see a door, force your brain to shout door. Don't translate it, just name it.
Okay. Chair, microphone, coffee.
Perfect. Do this 10 times a day. It forces your brain to connect the image directly to the English word.
That seems easy. Even I can do that.
It is easy, but it builds the foundation. Now, step 2.
What is step 2?
Step 2 is daily narration.
Narration? Like in a movie? Anna walked into the room and she looked beautiful.
Oh, yes, but keep it simple. Use simple verbs for what you are doing right now.
Okay, give me an example.
When you're making breakfast, say it in your head. I am pouring the milk. I am cutting the bread.
I am eating the cookie.
Exactly.
I am eating another cookie.
Anna, stop eating cookies.
I can't help it. So I just talk to myself?
Yes, but keep the sentences short. Subject, verb, object.
I open the door. I sit down.
Perfect. This stops the translation because you are reacting to real life. You aren't thinking about grammar books.
That makes sense. But Mr. B, what happens when I get stuck?
Stuck?
Yes, sometimes I want to say a word, but I don't know it in English. Then my brain freezes.
Ah, the brain freeze. That's when people panic and go back to their native language.
Exactly. I just stop talking.
Don't stop. This is step 3. Describe, don't translate.
Describe, don't translate. What does that mean?
Imagine you forget the word for umbrella.
Okay, I forgot it. It's raining and I'm wet.
Don't run to Google Translate. Describe it.
The thing for rain.
Perfect. Or the rain cover. Or the stick that stops water.
Or the mushroom hat for humans.
Oh, the mushroom hat for humans? Anna, that's creative.
But you understood me, right?
I understood you perfectly, and you stayed in English mode.
So it doesn't have to be perfect.
No, that is the secret. Translation happens because you want to be perfect. Thinking happens when you just want to communicate.
Wow, that's deep, Mr. B.
I try. So if you forget the word wallet, what do you say?
The money holder or the pocket bank.
Exactly. Short and clear.
This feels much less stressful. I always thought I had to be a dictionary.
You were not a dictionary, Anna. You are a human. Mostly.
Hey, I'm 100% human, just a tired one.
Okay. Step 4. This is for advanced thinking.
Oh no, advanced? Is it math? I hate math.
No math. It's about feelings.
Feelings. Okay. I have a lot of those.
Usually, we express emotions in our native language because it's faster. I'm angry. I'm sad.
I'm hungry.
Always hungry. Try to link your physical feeling directly to the English word.
How?
When you're tired, don't say the word in your language. Close your eyes, feel your heavy body, and say, exhausted.
Exhausted. Yeah, that fits.
When you're happy, smile and say thrilled.
Smile. Thrilled. It feels like acting.
It is acting. Learning a language is like becoming a new character.
So I'm Anna, the English speaker?
Yes, and Anna the English speaker doesn't need to translate. She just speaks.
I like her. She sounds smart.
She is smart. So let's recap the steps.
Okay, let me try to remember without buffering.
Go for it.
Step 1, label objects. Chair, table, handsome teacher.
Oh, stop it. You never gonna let that go.
Nope. Step 2, narrate my day. I am walking, I am cooking.
Correct.
Step 3, if I forget a word, describe it. Mushroom hat.
My favorite one.
And step 4, feel the emotions in English.
Exactly. Do you feel a difference already?
I do. I feel lighter. My brain isn't working so hard.
That is the goal. Energy saving mode.
I love energy saving mode. It leaves more energy for eating pizza.
Always back to the pizza.
It is my motivation, Mr. B.
Whatever works, Anna. Whatever works.
So, Mr. B, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does this happen overnight? Will I wake up tomorrow and be fluent?
I wish, but no. It takes practice. You have to catch yourself.
Catch myself?
Yes, when you catch yourself translating, stop. Take a breath and restart in English.
Okay, I will be the translation police.
Exactly. Arrest yourself if you use your native language.
You have the right to remain silent.
Perfect. Now let's do a quick review of the phrases we used today. This helps the listeners remember.
I am ready. No translating.
Listeners, repeat after us. Out loud.
Don't be shy.
Phrase 1. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
We use this when we forget a word. Phrase 2. How do you say that in English?
How do you say that in English?
Phrase 3. My mind went blank.
My mind went blank.
That means I forgot everything, just like Anna at the beginning of the episode.
Hey, but it's true.
And the last one, let me rephrase that.
Let me rephrase that.
This is great when you get stuck. Start the sentence again in a different way.
Got it. Short and clear.
Now for the challenge.
I love this part. What do they have to do?
I want you to look around your room right now.
Okay, listeners, look around.
Find 3 objects and write them in the comments.
Just the words?
Just the English words. For example, lamp, mouse, coffee.
Or cat, bed, pizza.
If you see pizza, I am jealous.
Me too. Write it in the comments. We want to see what is in your room.
I read every comment, even the ones about mushrooms.
Especially those ones.
So, Anna, are you ready for the next episode?
I am, but I have a problem.
What now?
I can think in English now, but sometimes I can't hear English.
You mean when native speakers talk super fast?
Yes, they sound like, what are you going to do?
Ah, connected speech.
It sounds like a secret code.
Well, next time we're going to crack that code. The episode is called Why You Don't Understand Fast English and How to Fix It.
Ooh, fast English. That is exactly what I need.
It's a game changer. You won't want to miss it.
I will be there with my listening ears on.
Perfect. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Stop translating and start thinking.
See you next time.
Bye.